All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of James Bond Bitcoin Live 0016. And in this episode, I have uh, several guests. I have Bitcoin Litecoin. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Bitcoin Litecoin.
What's happening, road dogs and highway hounds?
That's typical Bitcoin Litecoin. And then we also have Brian coming back. Introduce yourself, please.
Howdy, everybody.
And of course, we got Kenn. Is it Kenn Bosak now? Is it what I hear?
No, I'm officially and legally going by Kenneth Bosak. You can reach me at Kenneth Bosak on Twitter. No, it's Kenn Bosak. Thanks for having me, James Bond.
Of course. And of course, I am James Bond. Of course, you're on this channel. So first thing we're going to talk about is we're going to actually talk about Litecoin and how it's done so well. It's really done really well because it's out of all the coins up there on the top 10, it's actually held most of its value. And so I want to go to Bitcoin Litecoin first because you're the Litecoin guy, the Litecoin trucker.
I'm the Bitcoin and Litecoin guy. I don't know, you guys.
Yeah, the Bitcoin and Litecoin.
Yeah, well, to me, they go together like peanut butter and jelly and ham and eggs or bacon and eggs or whatever. But just so happens that Litecoin has been the better buy for a longer period of time. I think the reason why Litecoin stays good is people like me who don't really care about computers or technology or whatever, but care about the monetary side of things. And I like the idea. I come right from the gold and silver investing people, and I just buy and hold and forget about it. Don't care. I like it when it goes down. I'm kind of getting excited. I'm hoping for $15 on Litecoin. That's my secret desire.
Did you say 15 or 50?
A boy can dream, can he? 15. No, I want 15. I'm a buyer.
Okay. Well,
you get that?
Yes, you're a buyer. Now, I've been watching you for a while, and you said that you're in the process of selling your home. Did you sell your home yet?
Yes, I closed on my house on June 1st. And what I did, well, after Litecoin got to about $10, I made that video when it was at 380. And when it got at $10 to $15 range, I started kind of getting cold feet, like it's going too high, because I like buying it at a bottom. And so I just I think I said something on my channel or whatever. It's like, I don't know about it now. Now it's way up there. But so what I did instead of buying Litecoin with it is I invested in my business, which is trucking, which is Liberty Freight Service. And I don't know if you've been watching my channel for a long time, that the company that I was running for took a dump, and 95% of their business, gross negligence on my supplier's part. But I come through, surviving. But what it did was basically a trucking company that had been in our community since 1979. And I just rallied the office people because they all knew me and they all know I'm straightforward and right to the point. And I said, hey, there ain't nothing special about that rich guy that was running this company. I said, I'm smart enough, I can do it. And I got a licensed customs broker and one of the other top gals over there and a bunch of people waiting on the sidelines to come help me build my business, which is Liberty Freight Service. And what we're going to do is bring Bitcoin and Litecoin to international trade. Okay. And that's really big news. And I haven't really actually released it on my channel. And it's coming out here. But
so
you can go to
exclusive.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, so you know about the selling the house for Litecoin and whatnot. And Adam Meister had an interview with Charlie Lee on his thing, and Charlie Lee called me Litecoin Jesus there. And he's left a couple messages with me, called me Litecoin Jesus. So if you want to go to my webpage, you can go to litecoinjesus.com. And you can find, and that'll kick you over to my company's website. So, but yeah, I'm breaking it here, buddy. on a James Bond channel, everybody's favorite troll, right? You're the one that makes Adam Meister and Tone Vase get all bent sideways every once in a while, right?
Yes, that is me. Thank you.
That's you.
And so you did sell your house and you did get some Litecoin. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're actually. I just bought the bond. You got to have a broker bond in place. We're going to be a freight forwarder and a broker bond. And I got a licensed customs broker on service on thing. And if you want to ship anything in the world, you can ship it through us at litecoinjesus.com. It'll kick you over to my website, which is libertyfreightservice.com, and you can get a hold of us, and we can take it. If you got a ship engine and you want to, like whatever, oversized, undersized, whatever, we'll try and get it from where point A to point B. That's what we do. I'm a trucker, right? I'm just going into the brokerage side of it.
And I in your recent video, you also mentioned how you were going to try to incorporate Bitcoin Litecoin into your business. Is that what you're going to use the customs freight company and your freight company for as well? You're going to incorporate payments?
Absolutely, because with Bitcoin and Litecoin, there's supply chain management is big. So I've actually got in touch with a guy from a local community through the Chamber of Commerce and whatnot, and he's actually been into Bitcoin, and he's kind of one of those Ethereum guys right now, but I'll straighten him out on that, and we'll get him over to rsk.co and educate him there, and bring all that technology to Bitcoin and Litecoin.
Excellent, man. I'm happy for you. I wish you the best of luck, and give me the link to your website, both was it Bitcoin Jesus and your
Litecoin Jesus.
Litecoin Jesus. Sorry, you're not. I'm sorry about that. Litecoin Jesus, and what's the Liberty Freight?
LibertyFreightService.com. If you just want to, the easy way to do it is LFS2014.com.
Okay, provide me the link, and I'll put it in the notes section. That way, people want to use Bitcoin Litecoin, his service. You can go ahead and check out his site.
Shipping internationally.
International. There you go. He'll take payments. He may even take gold and silver. So who knows?
Yeah, we'll work with anything. Yeah, it's kind of the way I look at it. I don't think Bitcoin and Litecoin are mature enough yet because they're too volatile for smart contracts. But I'd like to figure out some way, and we'll be trying to figure out a way to bring smart contracts. So, I mean, the thing is, when you pick up something, I could probably, in time, my vision is kind of, say like ADM, Archer Daniels Midland, they ship a lot of corn or whatever, but it's all oversized. It's overweight stuff. Well, we blow out airbags on them all the time. So you do a smart contract and say, okay, well, if you blow out my airbag, you got to replace it. Or you blow a tire on my truck because it's overweight, you got to replace it. Now that money can go into an escrow account and pay right immediately, and pay the truck driver and pay the guy changing the tire. And that's really the vision that I got. So I'll be working toward that.
Excellent. And how do you feel about the whole SegWit 2X and this soft fork on August 1st? What are your thoughts on all that?
Mine, I keep it simple, and I know the people that I can trust in the space, and Andreas Antonopoulos, Charlie Lee, Sergio Lerner, Tone Vase. I like those guys, and just the people that I've been paying attention to are USAF hat wearing dudes or dudettes or whatever. So I'm user activated soft fork, and I'll sort it out afterwards if it comes to that. And I guess it's pretty much coming to that, but it's Bitcoin and Litecoin. I like on ramps and off ramps, and those two things working together. Hopefully someday we'll have a nickel coin and a copper coin. I just go like that nickel coin thing. That's a way to get so you don't have to use RSK on a side chain. You could actually have an actual altcoin that was released fairly, unlike the crap coin of crap token. I won't even call it a coin of Ethereum. And do something fair, fair for people and make a fair monetary system. That's why I'm in it. I'm tired of the scumbags at Goldman Sachs and Wall Street trying to run our lives.
Okay, we'll get back to Ethereum a little bit later, but you said a nickel coin. What do you think that nickel coin is?
Well,
You got
it's
gold,
just
you got silver.
yeah, it's a concept. I mean, the thing is, with Bitcoin and Litecoin is gold and silver, and you think about money, and I think personally, I think Bitcoin is too deflationary for its own good. So I think Litecoin is a good way for the latecomers to catch up, using the Bitcoin Litecoin ratio, the 1-to-4 thing. It was at 350 last I heard. It was at like 1-to-50, but I think it'll come to the 1-to-4. I think it'll even surpass that. But then you do a nickel thing and stay with the consistent philosophy of money that's been money for thousands of years. And we can all just agree to disagree that, all these, whatever. And then you take the stuff that's good about Monero and good about Decred and governance and, those things. And, one of the problems with Bitcoin is uneven distribution, I think. And I think that Litecoin helps solve that problem. And dilution of the monetary supply is not a bad thing. The only thing that's bad about dilution of the monetary system is so governments can dilute the money supply and blow up more people, So, but if we would,
is there a nickel coin that you see right now that does that? Do you think Decred is that nickel coin?
No, I don't think that the nickel coin is something that I want to have an open discourse about, like with you guys and whatnot. And I've kind of put forth in a couple places, an idea of a holy trinity of people who have proven themselves as good, reputable people in the community. One being Andreas Antonopoulos. Yeah, I think we all agree that he's a good guy. Charlie Lee, I mean, he released Litecoin ethically, fairly, and honestly and openly, and Sergio Lerner, he's probably the underdog that most of us don't know about. And go to rsk.co and check up on Sergio Lerner and figure out his background, but he's a good guy too. And I think we put those three developers in charge of it. And I think if we just build a grassroots effort and have it advertised on the World Cup and advertised on the Super Bowl after people actually know what Bitcoin and Litecoin are, and then we release it fairly. And so the single moms who, don't know about this stuff and don't care about this stuff, you can go, try and release it as fairly as possible. But, the smart people should be rewarded for early adoption. But,
So the nickel coin, would it have a coin cap that's 20 times the amount of, like 20 times 21 million?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's up to us, right? So, I mean,
Sure.
We talk about it. One of the things that I thought about is what happens if Bitcoin Judas actually screws up the whole Bitcoin things and it forks into a million different pieces, and we get sick of Bitcoin. We could just kind of go down the chain and move the Litecoin into a gold position and the nickel coin into a silver position and kind of rotate stock like that to kind of keep it fair. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but I don't know. It's just, it's not mine. You know what I'm saying? I don't have anything to do with it. It's just an idea that I had driving down the road. I think it's a good one. And, if we get on things like this and start talking about it and spread the word and think about it and put that Holy Trinity in charge of it, because they're the guys we can trust, I think, unless, we can't even agree on that. But, then we're all screwed.
Mick, back when I started, it was Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Dogecoin. And a lot of people consider those three coins the Holy Trinity before kind of like the shit hit the fan and the scamming start coming. And the people who were basically, if you saw my last episode with Jackson Palmer, he explained what happened. And it was because of one particular person, and it was a scammer. It was a guy who was all deceptive. If you haven't seen that, I'll try to put that link in the notes. Let me go over to Ken real quick. And
I just want to say, I just think that Dogecoin was started as a joke, and I don't really want that precious place of nickel coin to be taken by something that some guy created in his basement, as a joke. I think it should be very intentional and very, very planned out. I wouldn't want to give that space away to Dogecoin.
Well, obviously it's not there anymore, and so it has dropped.
Yeah.
So
I don't even know. So,
but Ken, let's go on your thoughts. What do you want to talk? You have any thoughts on Litecoin, or did you want to talk about BitConnect here from your last episode in which you talked about? Ken, are you there?
Yes, I forgot I muted my microphone. I was listening to my man here.
Yeah. So, what did you want to make some comments on Litecoin, or did you want to talk about BitConnect a little bit? I know that's been a hot topic for you because you just came out with a video, kind of calling some people out and how it's kind of scammy. And like I said, from my previous episode from Jackson Palmer, it just took one person in a community who basically committed a lot of fraud and deception to bring down that whole community. Do you want to talk about that, or did you want to make a little comment on Litecoin?
I can comment on Litecoin real quick. Litecoin's going to do very well. It's the least drama-induced coin right now. I mean, Ethereum's going through their ICO woes, and Bitcoin has the whole SegWit debacle. Right now, Litecoin has Charlie Lee 100% dedicated and focused with a great developing team behind it. I mean, Litecoin got SegWit in no time. Litecoin's already being prepared for Lightning Network. Before we know it, we'll have atomic swappability, and we'll have confidential transactions all built into Litecoin. And then eventually Bitcoin will get those things. And then, so I don't know, as we get closer and closer to August, I see Litecoin getting more and more volatility in the upwards trajectory because of that. It's the least drama coin right now. It's drama free. It seems to be the safest asset to hold during these times. So I moved a decent percent of my portfolio that way a little while ago. And I'm just comfortable now. I mean, it's all money spent. I didn't invest any money I ain't willing to lose. I just thought I'd move a couple pawns on the chessboard a little bit in the right direction and let things fly. As far as BitConnect goes, fuck BitConnect.
Okay, can you explain more, expound on that? I know you've signed up and everything, and you're obviously getting money, right? I mean, there's a lot of questions.
No, man, this is the most profitable scam ever. There is so much profit to be made here. It's crazy. There's the fact that there is so much profit is like, hello, it's a scam. Hello.
Well, here's the thing, Ken. You signed up, right? You signed up, and you're getting interest. You're getting money. Have you had a chance to withdraw any of your Bitcoin?
Yeah, I had a chance, and I did my first withdrawal from the first month or 20-something days. It was about a quarter of what I invested in 20-something days. That's what I got back.
So what's the problem? I mean, you should be happy. You should be elated, just like all those other people.
No. Just because there's profits doesn't mean I'm happy. I need to see how these profits are being made, and as long as it's honest profits, I'm happy as a pig in shit. But if it's dishonesty in any way, I don't want the money. I don't want them to have my money to do that dishonest act in any way, even if I profit from it, which is why I put my money into it. Me talking negatively about something I don't have stake in makes me look like I'm just hating. I put my money in it. I'm still telling you it's the dumbest thing I've ever done with money, and I've literally thrown it away.
Okay. And so what do you think is the reasoning behind like all these people who talk so positively about it? You think there's an incentive, even though they may know that it's a scam, and even though that they are scamming, because sometimes some of these people rely on that money, perhaps to take somebody out to dinner.
Yeah, I know some people that recently quit their day jobs to become professional referral salesmen, and I know they depend on these referrals to pay the rent. They depend on these referrals to go on trips to Miami. They depend on these referrals, man. And I can understand that this is going to be a full-time job for them. And the incentive is that pyramid, that perpetual profit you get from signing somebody up, who signs somebody up, who signs somebody else up, who signs somebody else up. Eventually, your job is being done for you on such a wide scale, you can literally retire knowing you scammed 100,000 people out of their money. But it doesn't matter because there's profits. It doesn't matter how the profits are getting there. Don't ask questions. Just sign up, use my link, and we'll all make money, because that's how it works.
Well, there's people saying, what's wrong with that? Because they're literally just making money. And here's another thing is there's already referral programs. People already say there's referral programs. If you don't like it, just don't do it. But I do have an issue with it myself, and it's because, you know, they're using cryptocurrencies. And when people use cryptocurrencies and they'll eventually may get burned, they're just going to think the whole space is just like that. You are a scammer, Ken. Brian's a scammer. Mick is a scammer. I'm a scammer because I use cryptocurrencies and it's shady. You know, you get a bad image. So, you know, again, I bring this back to what Jackson Palmer was saying. You know, it just takes one bad actor and it just ruins everything for everybody else. And so I have my issues with it. That's why I don't really do these multi-level marketing, somewhat Ponzi schemes. And another thing is the interest you earn. Are you still earning like 1% every day or 2%?
Yeah, no, I'm earning. Some days you earn zero. It's just blank or empty space with no interest, which is really weird. But that's why I invested money into this, so I could actually figure out what's going on. Like, people are arguing with me because they're like, dude, but you're making profit on BitConnect, so what's the big deal? I'm like, I want to know how. They're just saying how. They're saying how, but they're not showing me how. I want to show me how you're making this. Show me the trade. Let me see it go in, what happened, it come out. Show me more than just how. Like, I mean, show me like what? You're just saying this is what it is. Show me how it is, and I'll be happy. They could just, and this is said for almost anybody. I mean, you think about it. When you're using a wallet, don't you worry that, hey, that software could disappear? You know, maybe I should be wary about putting money into that wallet. And that's all they're selling themselves as, is a place for you to store your money, and that's it. And you're thinking already, well, what if they disappeared? Man, my money might be gone. But you're not thinking about any of this because you're seeing all these profits these other YouTubers are getting. And you're not thinking, well, what if BitConnect just doesn't come back one day? People are making profit until the greater fool theory comes to that brick wall, hits a brick wall, and there's nobody else signing up. And there is no bot. So all the money that you're being sprinkled on is coming from new sign-ons. And as people slowly stop signing on and logging in and investing these 100,000 loans that they're being tricked into doing, because these YouTubers are saying, I invested $100 and I made my money back in hours. But they're not saying that it was because 100 people used their referral link and signed up. They're just saying those blanket statements. And it's confusing people that have 100K that want to get involved. And like you said, those people get hurt and burnt. They're going to be the louder voices in their community of people who have 100,000 and wanted to get into crypto. But now they won't, because there's, you know, a tarnished reputation amongst their peers.
You know, I'm glad you brought up the trading bot, because apparently in your video that you showed a slide that apparently there may not be a trading bot at all.
Well, yeah, Craig Grant believes there is no trading bot. He believes that the trading bot is a fictional story, but the things that are not a story is the referral program. That's the real thing. And that's what he's telling his marketing team to focus on. The real thing that is the referral program, not the story that is the bot. So if something doesn't have any viable product to sell, it's a pyramid scheme. It's a scam.
Okay, so you're saying the money is coming from the referral program, but other people are saying that it's a trading bot. I have a little interesting theory as well. I'm gonna tie it to our next story of Alpha Bay. It's kind of interesting that this is a lending site. And does anybody know what Bitcoins are used for? Like, mainly used for? Does anybody?
Yeah. Drugs.
Yeah, drugs, right? It's being used on the dark net. Drugs, credit card, buying guns and everything. So here's a lending site that just comes out of nowhere. You don't know who the owner is. You don't know anything about it. It mysteriously pays a very, very high interest of 1% every day or 2% every day. How do we know that the Bitcoins you're lending isn't used to fund illicit activity? Because if it's not a referral program, if it's not a Ponzi or a pyramid scheme, then they may be actually using your Bitcoin to actually legitimately or illegitimately make money and then giving you a cut of the proceeds. You think there might be a possibility?
Well, anything's possible. They're not showing any proof of what they're doing. I mean, anything is possible. BitConnect could be the world's first cryptocurrency-backed human trafficking program sponsored by Bitcoin.
Yeah, and they're based out of what, Indonesia or Philippines?
Thailand is
Thailand.
where the event is, where they're going to be at. So I would assume they're from Thailand or based out of Thailand.
You know what's interesting? They're based out of Thailand. Isn't that where the one of the admins for Alphabay committed suicide in jail?
Oh wow, yeah, that's such a coincidence.
Is that a coincidence, or is that me, or is that just a coincidence? Anybody could chime in, please.
I was given a window. Yeah, I know you want to jump in here, man.
Brian, did you want to say anything to that?
Well, when you're dealing with money and international politics, there are rarely coincidences.
All right. How about you, Bitcoin, Litecoin? Do you know anything about this situation with the closing and the shuttering of Alphabay, the darknet market site, and the person who was arrested in Thailand, who committed suicide, and the weird connection with, I mean, I don't want to say I'm connecting it, but BitConnect is based out of Thailand. Are you on mute?
I'm here. I don't know if he's here.
I heard him just fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we hear you.
So I figured I was all screwed up.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I don't know. I just keep it simple. Buy and hold Bitcoin, Litecoin. Hold your own private keys and don't trust anybody. That's kind of a good rule to live by in my book.
That's a good rule. Bitcoin, Litecoin does not do any drugs or credit card fraud whatsoever. He is Mr. Clean if you look at him. So
I am about to go get me some silver bullets.
Hunting werewolves.
That would be Coors Light.
now, Kenneth, did you want to say something to that? Because I think I don't know. I mean, it seems like a weird thing that this BitConnect comes out of nowhere, and it had a flash crash recently, and it came right after the news of Alphabay, like literally being confirmed.
Yeah, my theory about that flash crash is that was either somebody who had a lot and had insider knowledge or was warned about an upcoming exit, and dumped a huge amount. It looked like a couple tens of million left the market cap. I didn't get an exact screenshot of the moment prior to the dump, but the day before it was high. It was 200 and something, and it was way less during the crash. So somebody exit with tens of millions, and then it eventually slowly started to come back in, which was weird. But I thought that flash crash was either somebody with insider knowledge just dumping their BCC, or it was a test in the capabilities that they have in having full control of the token and the exchange with the most volatility, BitConnect.co. So yeah, I mean, the fact that happened right after this news broke out even ties it more to, I mean, like I said, anything's possible, but the things that are lining up during these timelines, it does look more and more like BitConnect could have been Alphabay's laundry.
Yeah, and there's, when it comes to coins, you need to launder your coins just like you launder your money. And what I noticed was both Trevon and Craig Grant, they're also Steemit users. And it is my it's my theory that Steemit is a good laundering platform, because you could say you make a earning posting on Steemit, right? But from your experience and from what I've seen, streaming that system, and they're not doing anything. They're posting like crappy content, but getting paid hundreds of dollars
Well,
for
if
it.
you have 11,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel, James Bond, all you have to do is put this video on Steemit, link it in your YouTube description box, and tell everybody to click upvote. And then the next day, tell them how much money they made you, and tell them they should buy Steemit, lock it up in Steemit power, and come back tomorrow and do the same thing. And then you put that in a repeat, and you have what they call passive income. It's just, it's okay. That's what people do. That's what Steemit's for.
Right. And BitConnect is a similar way of kind of laundering money as well. In my opinion, you go in, you do an interest, and you say, well, I just made money loaning my coins out, and then you could pump it over to Steemit and then launder it again, saying, well, this is how I make my living posting on Steemit. It just seems kind of weird. And the reason I bring that up is because John Carruthers did an interesting video. Did you have a chance to see that?
Yes. Me and John had worked on a little bit of gathering information, and people were actually sending it to us more than we were working for it, honestly. And I saw that Craig Grant has a legitimate mental illness, and from what I understand, they manipulated and blackmailed somebody into suicide. It was so weird, man. I mean, obviously it's all alleged. It's the internet we're talking about, but from the videos I've seen from his old YouTube channel, and the fact that there's like 5 just random websites people pay to have running. They pay the domain, they pay the server fees, they pay to have these websites running to warn people about Craig Grant and how he is a con artist, a scammer. He's manipulated, blackmailed, and ruined people's lives. I saw a video earlier I posted on Facebook where he was threatening or mentally picturing the death of his wife and son. I don't know, man. It was just beyond words. I don't know how John managed, or Cryptotherapy managed, to make such a digestible video out of all of that garbage that just was spewing into us. But I'm happy he made that video, and I think that people need to know that that's the kind of people that we need to avoid in crypto, and the people that we need to let people know to avoid in crypto.
Okay, yeah, no problem. I'll put a link under there, and whether people can make their own judgments, right? Because we're all adults. We all can just look at the information and judge for ourselves, and whether you believe it or not, it's totally up to you. But the important thing is that you should be all informed or have the most information. Whatever you come up to. And I want to talk a little bit more about Alphabay, because the last time that happened was Silk Road. And then do you think that has anything to do with the price decline that's happened recently?
Yeah, for sure. Silk Road was probably what? One of the most used sites and one of the most used use cases for Bitcoin at the time.
Yeah, I do believe so. And it peaked out during that time. It was a little bit before when I came in, but it peaked out, and then it got shuttered and then came back down. And then the weird thing happened was it went back to $1,000 after that. And I'm wondering if this is history repeating itself, where we have a darknet market site that gets shuttered. We're seeing a price decrease from that. And then as it balances out, which it seems like it's balancing out, and Litecoin seems to be gaining compared to Bitcoin value. It seems to be going up to the 0.2. It seems to be breaking a little bit above that, at least 0.02 Bitcoin. I'm wondering if we're hitting a bottom here, and then after Alphabay shutters another reason why I think the price is going to go up is because all those dark net market users lost all their Bitcoin. And apparently they're not stopping. They're going to other dark net markets. They obviously need to buy more Bitcoin to do that.
Yeah, I wasn't too familiar with that market, Alpha Bay or whatever. I know that it was as big as Silk Road was, or at least getting the popularity of it and the use case of it. And the fact that it's down and the price is down, and yeah, it's history repeating itself as far as I can see. The only thing is, we saw as soon as Silk Road went down, tens, hundreds of clone websites popped up. So, and we're at a much more adopted time now. I would imagine there's already 10 sites minimum that are identical to the one that we lost.
Yeah, it's so massive that one of the sites had to stop registration. I mean, they literally had to stop registration, and so you're probably gonna see more and more sites come on to absorb that. And ironically, this is kind of like I don't know what weird effect this is, or whatever effect, but when you shut down a darknet market site like Alpha Bay, what happens is there's a huge loss of Bitcoins. I heard one guy had $12 million worth of 1,000 Bitcoins at the time, I think.
What? I'd be so pissed.
On the site. Yeah. Well, if this is the way these people make their money, they need to rebuy a lot more Bitcoin. So this would be interesting what happens, because if history is repeating, we should get an uptick after the recent bottom. We should get another uptick and almost double in price, maybe even 5 times the price. So
I would be all behind that 110% if we didn't have this whole scaling SegWit August 1st drama. There wouldn't even be a doubt in my mind that could be a slingshot for Bitcoin price.
Now, how much of this is like for SegWit?
Oh, what do you mean?
What do you think? I mean, the price decline. I could see some of the price decline is due to Alpha Bay, okay, because that does shutter the market a little bit. You know, people may be trying to cash out or sell out. What about the SegWit debate? Is that a reason for the price decline?
Yeah, of course. I think people are, obviously the market cap of all of crypto is starting to come down, so people are cashing out for cash. The market cap for Bitcoin's coming down. I think people are starting to diversify their holdings just to, mitigate the risk of this whole, scaling debate until the dust settles. I think Litecoin's going to see a lot of that long-term holding come its way, because people don't want to cash out of Bitcoin. If they're long-term on Bitcoin, they're not going to want to get cash. They're going to get another crypto. And I think that's the majority. I think there's a minority that actually are only in the Bitcoin for, the dollar value, to see their bank account go up dollar-wise. I don't think that'll be as big as the people that are long-term. So I think it does have an effect. It's probably bigger than the Alpha Bay effect. It's definitely more popular. People know more about this scaling issue now than they're thinking about the dark web or the amount of people involved in that. So I think that it's either equal to or greater than. The scaling issue has a lot of long-term holders thinking, I might want to move my value here and then wait for the dust to settle and move it back. And I think that's what we're going to see. I think we're going to see a lot of people that are long-term maybe taking that move to Litecoin for the meantime, since it is, again, the most drama-free crypto on the market.
How about you, Brian? What are your thoughts on the SegWit debate? I know that's affecting the price of Bitcoin. What are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, of course it's affecting the price of Bitcoin, because people are worried they're getting out of Bitcoin. They don't know what's going to happen. When I always say the kids get scared when mom and dad are fighting, right? And that's what's happening here. So I think you're right, Ken. People who are long on crypto, they're going to move from Bitcoin to another form of crypto. They're not going to get scared and run off and just go back to USD and never come back to crypto. And that's where Litecoin comes in. Litecoin's shown everybody the way it should be done, right? They have a meeting. They say, let's take a vote. Okay, we all want to do this. Great, let's put SegWit on. and then they do it. They've shown everyone what a cryptocurrency should be like and how it should act in the real world and how it should be an adult. And why wouldn't people want to turn to it?
Well, that's that's a good point, man. You know what I think is interesting with the SegWit debate. I think SegWit debate, the potential fork or soft fork, I think that is a cause of some of Bitcoin's downward pressure in price. A lot of people are worried about that, but I think people who are selling or cashing out, I think they're going to miss out on potential gains here, because for the end user, you actually have essentially, in my opinion, no risk by holding Bitcoin, because if it does fork, all right, you're gonna get two set of coins. All you have to do is just own the private keys, and essentially, the market will decide which chain is the more valuable chain. Now, whether whatever side you believe in, whether you're on the side of the miners or your side of the developers, we don't know which side of the coin. As much as I would like it to be, the SegWit with the 1 megabyte block size being the more valuable, that's just me. We won't know until it actually happens. Now, if it does happen, you'll end up with 2 coins, and so you'll end up with essentially a new set of double the amount of coins for different chains. And I think as a user, you actually have no risk, because you don't know. No one knows, and so you just have to hold on to them long enough. And who knows? Maybe the SegWit 1 megabyte is not the valuable chain. We don't really know, and maybe the miner 2x SegWit is not the valuable chain. We just have to sit this out. But being the user and holder of the keys, you have that advantage. And people who are cashing out now, they don't have that advantage. They'll have to pay. I believe when the dust settles, if there is a fork or there isn't a fork, when they come back in, they'll probably have to pay a higher price than what they sold out as. Unfortunately, I think they made a big mistake on that.
Yeah, so, knowing when to buy back in is the hardest part.
Well, here's the thing: the exchanges may not be open for them to buy back in.
Oh yeah, isn't GDAX freezing or something?
Well, they're freezing all the withdrawals. So I think you're getting a Mt. Gox scenario where you got an exchange that's open, and you're able to trade. You may, or maybe they won't allow you to trade, because if it does split, they're not going to know which coins to give you. What coins are you going to be buying? So they may actually just freeze buying and selling altogether. So people who think they're safe by cashing out, or buying Tether is another one, or buying Steam-backed dollar, or buying any of these coins that are pegged to $1, I think they're really stupid, because there may be a chance that coin may not be worth $1. You may be discounted because you don't really have $1. You have something that's supposed to be pegged to $1, but it's essentially worthless. So when you buy back in, your $1 may be 75 cents. So I think there's a huge risk, and what I've noticed is that a lot of these exchanges are starting to clamp down on know your customers, and some of these trades that people have been doing, I have a feeling they don't want a KYC, because I and this kind of also relates to Alphabet. I think a lot of the reason why some of these coins have gone up in value was to literally launder the coins. Literally, they're blockchain jumping. I don't know if you know about blockchain jumping.
No, educate me. There's a lot I don't know, man. I'm still learning every day.
All right, so let's say, Bitcoin's very easy to track. Okay, matter of fact, people in the chat are saying they're tracking the BitConnect tokens, or BitConnect, their Bitcoins. They're sending over to BitConnect, and they're noticed that they're being moved right away. Right, they're being moved and moved and moved, so they're being sent to somebody for doing something. Well, they're easy to track. Well, the way to obscure that is basically you sell your coins for another coin, and then have somebody follow the Bitcoin, and they're following a decoy while you've already moved your money onto another chain. And then when you move your money to another chain, you could do it a couple times, and people could be just following decoys, and then you end up on the other end with maybe cash or maybe Bitcoin again, and then you're able to like legitimately say, hey, my coins are legitimate. So I think one of the reasons that we've had a huge upsurge in these altcoins is literally, I think people were laundering their coins.
Sounds like it.
Ken, I think the more you're involved in cryptocurrency, you're gonna learn a lot that these coins, this space, it's sometimes very, very seedy. It's becoming mainstream, okay, but really these cryptocurrencies came from really seedy backgrounds.
Well, yeah, I mean, cryptocurrency in general is but I mean, it empowers you to do things with money that your government suppresses you from doing, or rules and regulations prevent you from doing, and a quality of life that could be achieved otherwise. And sometimes people, most of the time, those things are illegal for a reason, and sadly, some of the times they're not, and more people are going to use it for negative than positive. That's for sure. It's going to take a lot longer for it to hit the hands of the people it was intentionally designed for. But like anything, porn or drugs, they're the taboo slingshot for anything that's new to any technology, really. Thieves are the earliest adopters. I like Andreas Antonopoulos' story about, I bet the first use for fire was to burn down somebody else's house to take the stuff out. Like, I was like, yeah, it probably was. Like, but yeah, I'm with you, man. I think that right now is probably the best time, the last time that you have to get into Bitcoin, and not all crypto. I mean Bitcoin. This right here is the all aboard, last call. We're either going to figure out this, or it's all going to come crumbling down like Rome. And if you're not willing to take that risk, you don't deserve the rewards.
What do you think, Brian? Is this a good time to buy?
The best. Bruh, you muted yourself.
I thought I unmuted myself. That's funny. I'm glad there were no loud Bronx noises during that time. So this is an incredible time to buy. This is like 4 months ago when I saw it hit 909, I'm screaming out, buy Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. It's never going to be 909 again. It's never going to be 1900 and something again. This is it. And if it is ever 1900 and something again, it's because it's on the way down and we're lost. You're right, Ken. It's going to go back up. It always goes back up. I'm thinking about all the lost Bitcoin, because they say, oh, there's X amount in circulation now. Well, just because they're sitting in a wallet and you know they exist doesn't mean they're in circulation. How many millions of Bitcoin did that guy throw out in his computer in England or whatever? How many Bitcoins get locked away because people don't know their passwords, they forget things? It's more valuable than even people realize it is, or even dream it is, just on the supply demand side of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can't fathom that. It's hard for people to think that there's a code out there that is worth money, and the code is finite.
The bits. Oh, go ahead, Brian.
Yeah. No, just something else. Ken, do you use the Exodus wallet at all?
No, I'm afraid of Exodus, actually. I don't know.
I'm out of it now. I
don't know how I feel about it. I never trusted it personally, because I didn't see any reputable people that were promoting it. It seemed to be like literally only YouTubers that promote kind of like questionable things already. So it looks like this wallet went and found the most questionable people to promote their very questionable wallet. So yeah. I never had the comfort in putting my money there. I like Jax, and for me, I guess for my understanding, Exodus is Jax, except they seem to add coins and tokens a lot faster than Jax, which is also concerning.
Yeah, Exodus has gotten new stuff. They even have Decred on there.
Yeah, they're quick. I don't know. It seems like they're really fast to want you to put your value there, but I think Jax does it slow and steady to make sure it's safe and secure. So I'd rather wait patiently for a wallet that has reputation in the space and credibility amongst my peers than use a wallet that is only being promoted by YouTubers. It's just very weird.
Right, right. It has the 12-word passphrase, and what I've seen, and it's funny, since James made these Coinami product reviews videos, I've seen a lot more people talking about using Coinami and actually saying
Same
how
here,
they're switching over. It has 18-word passphrase, which, you know, I like the odds of that much better than 12.
Yes.
And it has a crap load more coins. And the best feature is you can put the transaction fees to whatever you want. And if you guys are interested in anything I just said, go back to James's playlist for all the Coinami review videos, because they rock.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Okay, we're almost coming up in an hour. We've lost Bitcoin and Litecoin, but that's all right. He made his voice heard at the beginning of the video. I actually stopped using Exodus wallet as well. I never used it, and I'll tell you my story. It's a weird story. It just goes to show that you know how I think some people can unfortunately be induced or incentivized to promote a product that may not be a very good product. And how I was introduced was someone actually told me, messaged me to use Exodus wallet, and they would send me 1 Dash for doing it, or they would donate, quote unquote, donate 1 Dash. And so I did do it because I thought it was a genuine person, a viewer, who really wanted me to do it and get my opinion. And I was really brutally honest. I'm kind of very critical. And the problem with Exodus wallet is, in my opinion, is first of all, you can't set up a backup seed before you send any coins. You have to send your coins first, and then they allow you to do a backup seed. And then after that, you also have to register with your email to get your password to use it.
No.
So that was a really part I didn't like, and that's why I would not ever recommend it to anyone. Because if you download a wallet, you should be able, the very first thing you should be able to do is back up your recovery seed.
Can I touch on that, James?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if a wallet doesn't force you to write down your backup phrase and then question the fact that you have written it down, like you're a 5th grader and they're their teacher, you shouldn't use that wallet. A wallet that wants you to make sure you're safe will force you to write down your words, and then they will question you and they will ask you to type them in, making sure that you wrote them down before they even let you get into the user interface. Those being Jax or Ledger, something to that effect. So go ahead, James. Sorry to interrupt.
No problem. I'm also reading the comments, and Tracy Hunter also says Holy Transaction Wallet. You also hold your keys and has a long list of coins. So there's some others. There's very many good wallets, but I don't think I would not recommend Exodus, and I'm telling you why. And again, I think people are induced. They're paid to do this, to use Exodus wallet, because after I made my very brutal critique of Exodus wallet, I noticed I've never gotten a donation from that viewer ever again. And so that kind of tells you a little bit about this space, just to let you know. All right, if there's not any more questions or anybody else has anything to say, I think this kind of wraps it up a little bit. I know it's Sunday. We like to keep it somewhat short if it's not too long of an episode. So
I just want to say thanks for having me on, man. I always appreciate the opportunity to be on your channel and conversate with my crypto friends.
Oh yeah, I did want to say one more thing. We also invited a BitConnect user. Unfortunately, after conversing with him on a live stream, I believe it was I Am English, he actually said he would come and he'd be happy to talk about it. Unfortunately, he deleted his live stream in which he said he would do that. I sent him an email. I also left a comment in his recent video and let him know that I did send him a link to come onto the show to kind of give us his experience and why it's not a scam or why it's not a Ponzi. But he unfortunately did not show up. And if you are listening, please click on the link and we can actually talk about BitConnect as your perspective. But I really doubt he would. So I guess I won that bet.
Yeah, that goes to speak about pretty much anybody that's using or promoting BitConnect. You know, nobody's going to do this. I asked the two biggest promoters of BitConnect to come on my show when I had proof that they were using a focus group to manipulate people, and they chose not to accept my invitation and then cry on the internet that they were being censored and weren't allowed to participate when they were invited about a week prior. I literally said a week from now I'll be doing this and you're invited, and they declined. I spoke with them both directly and they declined, and then they went on the internet saying that they didn't have a chance to say their piece. So that just goes to say, you know, the people that are promoting this, they seem to have a bird of a feather type of deal.
Right. I agree. Okay. I guess this wraps it up. Ken, you've been on my show, but tell everyone where they could find you, please.
KennBosak.com. I did that thing, so all of me and everything I do is organized right then and there.
Excellent. And of course, Brian.
Well, yeah, you could leave a message on one of my old ass YouTube videos, and I'll get it there definitely.
Okay, excellent. Thank you guys for having me on, coming on to the show. I know, Ken, you really wanted to, you know, have some words, and I'm more than happy to let you say what you wanted to say and ask some more critical questions. And I have to admit, you know, I think you're being genuine. I think you're coming to a realization about this space and the actors and people that come into this space, mainly because it's unregulated, it's a new space, and it's almost hyped. And so whatever's being hyped at the time, you know, people come in and would take advantage of unwitting users to basically perpetuate what I would call a Ponzi or a scam or even a pyramid scheme. And unfortunately, the fallback of that is people will eventually lose money. And also it makes everybody else in the space look bad. And so if this space really wants to go mainstream, increase its value, right? I think you have to stand up for what I think you believe in. And I didn't come into this space because I wanted to make money on a pyramid scheme or a referral program. You know, that wasn't my goal, but it seems to be other people's goal. And it's important for you guys to stand up and speak out about this and let them know that they're not welcome here. Okay, they can go somewhere else. They can buy vitamins. They can multi-level market vitamins. They can multi-level market shampoo, toothbrush, perfume. But please don't come to the cryptocurrency space and multi-level cryptocurrency. I think it's something we don't want. So anyways, until next time, everyone, stay tuned and bye-bye.
Have a day.